I'm a musician. I know some of the challenges that I've had. If I can make it better for any youngster, then I want to do that.
Henry did help me realize what confidence could do, and I of course want to be that way as well.
The jazz camp, that's basically why I'm still a music major.
A lot of the stuff he told me was true. When you get in the real world, nobody's really gonna see your visual impairment.
You can't do everything. You can't even do something about everything. But what you can do is find your little niche and help in that way. So that's what I chose to do.
Major funding for See What I'm Saying was provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Additional funding was provided by Chicken and Egg Pictures, the Bay Area Video Coalition, New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, George Winston, and others. A complete list is available from ITVS.
Henry definitely had a presence. I remember being almost intimidated by him because he was so very authoritative, you know?
And then Henry comes along and he starts shredding on the piano, and I'm just sitting there thinking, man, this guy is a beast. He shreds. And I remember thinking, man, I want to play right now.
I was shocked to see how fast his hands going, you know. You know his hands are moving fast. I could see that they're moving fast, like just running it with ease and just simplicity, you know, and it's tight how he gets around, you know.
Good morning. Good morning. And, this is supposed to be a jam session, but before we actually start to jam, we need to get some information. Some of these students I've had, I realized their talent almost right away, but I also realized they were sort of like me, you know, when I first started, you know, they were like rebels. They were like, well, how can you tell me how to do something? But I measure success with a student and how they choose to use the musical principles once they leave me. I think our youngest kid is 13. So at 13 I was in the 8th grade, and I had decided that I wasn't going to study as much as I studied in the 7th grade. That I was going to get over on the teacher and get around her as much as I could. But it turned out that the teacher was a lot tougher than I thought.
If I just stare at something without my glasses, my eyes don't cross, but you start seeing two of everything wobbling this way. So it's very cool sometimes, but if you're bored, you just stare at the ceiling, take off the glasses, stare at the ceiling, and you can multiply the lights. It's pretty cool. My brother lost pretty much all of his vision in the past year. He has glaucoma. This last year, my vision just started dropping like a brick. In April, I was able to read like itty-bitty print books, you know, like normal-sized paperback. By the end of this last year, I had to use a magnifying glass. Now I can't read at all. Because even if I could, even if I can see well enough to read out of my left eye, but it's a pain in the butt because it's like I've forgotten how to read or something.
So it's 4, and then you can start your solo, Charlie.
I know that I don't know what to play in, so because I tried it and I sounded like an idiot. So I'm trying to think of something to play.
Well, I'll tell you what. You work with me, we work together tonight a little bit, all right?
I used to think he was faking it, but I'm just now finding out that no, he isn't faking it. If I hold up 3 fingers this far away from his head's here, he can't tell how many fingers I'm holding up. And it was a rude awakening.
Shut up. You didn't really put on paints there.
No, seriously.
Just put I was, but okay. It blended into you because it was the exact same thing that you were playing.
There are no wrong notes.
Don't ingest this.
Yeah.
Look, just shut up and leave me alone so I can think.
Let's just go on without him. Now we don't get into as much fights because he relies on me more sometimes to tell him if he's about to run into something, and I rely on him more to be my brother. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. You weren't actually supposed to acknowledge that I said that.
Sorry, I was trying to fix this. I was seeing if I could play and stand up, because this is not easy on the wrists. I consider myself blind even though I can see light and dark. But I can't make out images and I can't see colors. You know, my sight's basically useless. I can just tell when the lights are on.
Some people, you know, when they approach blind people, they talk as loud as they can. Because they think, you know, because you're blind, you can't hear. And then other people, if you're with somebody else, they'll start talking to the other person like you're not there.
I don't mind being called blind, you know? People can walk up to me and say, "Are you blind?" You know, if somebody walked up to me and said, "Are you visually impaired?" That would be kind of weird, but, you know, "Are you blind?" That's fine. I really did like it. I'm glad. I'm personally not planning on going into a career in music because I want to have a stable career that I can count on, you know. So, like, I know where my money's coming from and I'm not like a starving artist, you know. And I would be... I would be so... I don't know. I get so nervous, you know. I think it would be way stressful to be a musician.
Lucian's been, as far as we know, visually impaired at least since he was 18 months old. And I think him being around like people like Mr. Butler and the other kids who, I mean, Lucian's little problem is nothing. You know, I mean, absolutely nothing. It's major to me because I'm his mama, but the other kids have, I mean, some of them are totally blind. I just think that's good for him to see that and to know that there's nothing that can stop you. You want to do it, you can do it. You can always handle it. You can always, the music's going to get you through that.
Being blind is really cool, you know.
It's really, really cool?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you like about it?
You got me stumped. Yeah.
Natalie's a creative person. A lot of autistic kids are fixated on different